Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeremy Sadowski, and I'm here to bring you exciting Maricosta Mustang varsity football. We enter week 2 of the 2020 season, which has been delayed into March of 2021 due to COVID-19. Mustangs started off last week versus St. Francis, and what a game it was. The Mustangs came up short 38-35. Mustangs were down 14-0 before coming back and having a lead against the Golden Knights late in the fourth quarter, but were unable to pull off the victory. This will be Culver City's first game of the season. Their head coach is Jamal Wright. Of course, the Mustangs head coach is Don Morrow, legendary football coach here at Maricosta, as the two captains meet at midfield. For the Mustangs, it's number 21, Zane Thormasgaard, and for the Culver City Centaurs, it's number 4, Zevi Eckhouse. Two captains do not shake hands due to the COVID-19 protocols as your Mustangs take the field. It is so nice to be saying that after having the 2020 season postponed 6 months, and we are getting ready to start week 2 of the 2020 high school football season. It's a bouncer taken about the 10-yard line by the Mustangs. Return past the 35. That was Cale Marsh on the return. Trips right, shotgun formation. Casey Pavlik in at quarterback. He is scrambling to his right, throwing and completing the pass up into about the Mustang 46-yard line. Man in motion. The handoff goes to that man in motion. That's Cale Marsh, number 10 for the Mustangs. Cale, of course, is the junior 5'10", 160-pound wide receiver. He had quite an impressive sophomore season. Had a touchdown reception last week as the handoff goes up the middle. I'm going to set up a 3rd and 4 situation. Talking about nice debuts at the varsity level, Casey Pavlik at quarterback threw 5 touchdown passes and over 400 yards. We got an offset right pistol eye formation. The handoff goes up the middle to Thormasgaard. He gets a couple, but will be a couple yards short of the Mustang first down. It's going to be a 4th down situation. Mustang offense stays out on the field. And Pavlik back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's getting rushed, and he slips down. Number 11 for the Centaurs will get credit for the sack. That's Antonio Moten. So the Culver City Centaurs will take over on downs here in the first quarter. Mustangs last week, like I mentioned in the pregame, had an impressive showing against St. Francis, going down 14-0 and then roaring back to take the lead late in the fourth quarter, but just coming up short as the Golden Knights were able to take the victory 38-35. We got a pistol formation. Eckhouse hands the ball off straight up the middle, gets about 6 yards on the carry. That was Ayinde Bancole on the carry for Culver City. Culver City in a 4-receiver set. The handoff goes to Bancole again. He goes up the middle and then breaks to the right-hand side. Nice gain on the play. Bancole once again for Culver City spins through a couple tackles and gets to about the Mustang 29-yard line. Eckhouse in the pistol formation. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his left, and that's incomplete. Culver City in a trips left pistol formation, setting up a little running back screen over the middle that's complete, and running through some tackles was the Culver City running back number 6, Deshaun Powell. A tight 4-receiver set, pistol formation. Penalty is against the Mustangs. Culver City will have the ball at the Mustang 18-yard line in the red zone. 4-receiver set, pistol formation. Man in motion. Ekos back to pass. Here comes the rush right up the middle. That's Danny Millay, and he throws him down for a huge sack on the play. Let's take another look at that play as Millay goes untouched right up the middle and then avoids the running back attempting to block him and throws him down for a huge loss. A 15-yard loss on the play. Huge play by the Mustangs defense. Empty back formation. Ekos back to pass. He throws it, and it is going to be incomplete. It was nearly caught by Bancole deep in the end zone. 5-receiver set, and it looks like the left tackle moved early for the Centaurs. So that will march him back even further. As it's a little wide receiver screen that picks up a little bit of a chunk of yardage, but the huge sack by Millay has put Culver City behind the 8 ball as it's 4th down and very long. They are going to punt it here in Mustang territory as the ball bounces into the end zone, where the Mustangs will take over at their own 20-yard line. 4-receiver set, and a little handoff goes up the middle to Thormasgard. Might have picked up a couple on the play as we see the fog rolling in. A very familiar sight here at Waller Stadium. Cooper Field at Waller Stadium is definitely known for its fog. Got a little pass attempt over the middle intended for Marsh, incomplete. Pavlik back to pass. He's getting rushed, and he is going to get taken down for a sack by the Centaurs. That was number 50, Adrian Simone, as the Mustangs will punt this one away, and the Centaurs will take over possession at the Mustang 41-yard line. So the Centaurs got good field position on their second drive of the evening. No score here in the first quarter. Again, that fog is starting to really come in tonight. We'll see if it will become a factor. 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Handoff goes up the middle. Good for about 5 yards on the play. Pistol formation. The pitch goes to the back. That is Bancole, and Bancole is wrapped up as he tries to get around the right-hand side. Pistol formation. Ekos fakes the handoff. He's forced out of the pocket, and he looks like he might have been thrown down for a loss. Several Mustangs in on the play. Ekos completes the pass over the middle, completed at about the 16-yard line of the Mustangs. To Pyatt. Ekos. Pistol formation. He's back to pass. He throws it over the middle. And that is complete for a touchdown. And the Centaurs are on the board. Due to the fog, we weren't able to see who actually caught the ball. As number 12, Nicholas Funes, Kicks the extra point through the uprights, and the Centaurs take a 7-0 lead with 1 minute and 56 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs are down early once again. Like I mentioned, in the first game, they went down 14-0 before roaring back. As Funes is getting ready to kick off for Culver City. Another short kick by Culver City. It looks like the Mustangs will start at their own 38-yard line. Again, good field position for Maricosta. 4-receiver set. Handoff goes to the single back, Rupetti. Goes up the middle, not much on that play. Dean Rupetti, the big Mustang back, is not able to break free. Pavlik looking for a receiver, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 10. 4-receiver set, single back, and Pavlik is going to be thrown down once again for another sack. 3 drives and 3 sacks for Culver City as Thomas Southey comes on to punt the ball once again for the Mustangs. Culver City taken over at their own 35-yard line, and the pass is going to be complete, and that will end the first quarter of action as Culver City leads your Mustangs 7-0. It's good to see the cheer squad back on the sidelines as they were notified by Governor Newsom that they could actually attend the game today. It's good to see slowly but surely getting back to normalcy here in 2021. Culver City looking to expand their lead against the Mustangs as they lead Maricosta 7-0 here at the start of the second quarter. Trips left, pistol formation. Ekos is going to hand the ball off, this time to Bancolt. Looks like it's going to be no gain on the play, setting up a 3rd and 5 situation for Culver City. Ekoson's shotgun trips left, and the pass is going to be complete to number 10, Legend Waring. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down, bringing up a 4th and 1 situation. Culver City offense is still out on the field. 4-receiver set, pistol formation. Ekos looking for the sideline, seeing if they're going to run a play here. And there is going to be a penalty on the play. Looks like Culver City was just attempting to draw the Mustangs off sides to gain that 1st down. That will push them back, and they will go into punt formation now. And the Mustangs defense will hold once again as Cale Marsh receives the punt and makes a nice move, but is unable to break free from the coverage team. A tight trips right formation for the Mustangs. Pavlik scrambling to his right, throws it, and that ball is going to be intercepted by Culver City. Tackled on the play by Danny Millay. That was Miles Holloway with the interception. Ikos back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and that ball is going to be, looks like it's going to be incomplete. However, there is a penalty on the play, and that is going to be pass interference versus the Mustangs. Trips right. Ekos back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and this time he completes it to number 7, Amari Pyatt, with the touchdown. Funes on to attempt the extra point for the Centaurs, and that is up high straight, and it is good. So the Centaurs take a 14-0 lead against the Mustangs here in the second quarter. This game is looking similar to the way the Mustangs started last week versus St. Francis. Hopefully the Mustang offense will get things going and get some points on the board. Funes set to kick off for Culver City. Again, a very short kick, going to be fielded and then dropped at about the Mustang 36-yard line. There's a scramble for the ball. Interesting strategy by Culver City, trying to kick it into no man's land, and they recover the fumble as number 22 for Culver City comes up with it, and the handoff goes straight up the middle. Back got a very nice run, about 7 yards on the carry. Pistol formation, handoff again up the middle. Banco breaking tackles as he breaks it to the right-hand side. Picks up the Culver City first down. Pistol formation, handoff goes up the middle, and this time it's Powell, and Powell has the ball stripped, and it looks like the Mustangs have recovered. It looked like McDonald might have gotten the strip, and then number 24 for the Mustangs came up with the ball. That's Adam Pedrati. Let's take another look at this play, as here comes McDonald to strip the ball, and then Pedrati is able to come up with the fumble for the Mustangs. So a huge play on defense gets Mr. Momentum on the Mustang sideline. Pavlik fakes the handoff. He's going deep down the middle and just overthrows his intended receiver, Cale Marsh. 4 receiver set. Mustangs in shotgun. Pavlik looking to set up a little tight end screened over the middle. That's incomplete. Pavlik back to pass. He's throwing it to his right, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Mustangs will punt it once again as Thomas Southey gets off another fine punt for the Mustangs as it gets away from the returner, and then he goes backwards and is going to be thrown for even a bigger loss. Huge play for the Mustang special teams. Handoff is going to go up the middle. Great play by the Mustang defense. That's number 33, Michael McDonald. Mustangs back to pass, or Centaurs back to pass, completing it over the 24-yard line. Good for Culver City. First down. Handoff goes to Bancall once again. First down, Culver City, man in motion into a trips left formation. Little pass to the left-hand side is completed to Pyatt. Good for a couple yards on the play. Second down and 8. Eckhouse fakes the handoff, and looks like there might have been some confusion on that play as he had to take it himself for a yard or two. Penalty flag on the play. Let's see what this call will be. And it's going to be against Culver City. Looks like it's going to be a holding call versus the Centaurs. 4 receiver set, empty back formation. A quick little screen to the left-hand side. The Pyatt is taken down by Jaden McDonald, the senior defensive back. Trips right formation. Again, no back in the backfield. Little quick hitter to the Mustang 35-yard line, bringing up a 4th down punting situation for Culver City. The ball is going to be over the Centaurs punter's head. He was able to get it off, and the Mustangs will take over in Culver City territory at the 45-yard line. Pavlik back to pass. He completes it on a crossing pattern. Trips left. Little tight end out. Caught by Malay. Good for a yard. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Third down. Running back or wide receiver motion, the handoff goes to Rapetti. Mustangs ran that play very successfully last week. The little misdirection, pistol formation, handoff goes up the middle to Thormasgard. It looks like he might have enough and does have enough for a Mustang first down. For receiver, shotgun formation, Pavlik, he is going to take it, or he passes and completes it to number 16, Thomas Southey, who breaks free across the field and gets into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. So the Mustangs are able to get on the board. A nice play here by Pavlik finding Thomas Southey on the left-hand side, and then Southey works his way all the way to the right-hand sideline and into the end zone. He had a very similar play last week versus St. Francis on one of his 4 touchdowns of the evening. Southey's extra point is up high straight, and it is good, so the Mustangs cut the Centaurs' lead in half, 14-7, as Southey is set to kick it off, and that is a kickoff that goes through the end zone. Unlike the Culver City kickoffs, which land about the 30, Southey boots that one straight through the end zone, so Culver City will take over at their 20-yard line here in the second quarter of action. Ekos rolling to his right, throwing to his right. He completes the pass, and that's number 7, Payet again, who caught that very nice touchdown catch earlier. Second and about 3 yards to go. Ekos scrambling, he throws it deep, and he has a man and has himself a completion. The man is still on his feet and is going to be taken down at about the Mustang 14-yard line. Waring on the catch. Ekos, he's going to scramble up the middle, and he's going to be thrown down. Might have picked up a couple yards on the play before being tackled by Truncheon. A little completion there to Payet once again. He's going to work his way to the Mustang 5-yard line. Culver City trying to match that Mustang drive with a quick score of their own here in the second quarter. Timeout on the field. Coach Ray Lee going to give his defensive squad some encouragement here in the second quarter as Don Morrow looks on from the sideline. Let's see what Culver City head coach Jamal Wright has in plans for the Centaur offense, as the Mustangs are looking to make a defensive stand here in the second quarter, trailing Culver City 14-7. It's good to see Mustang football back at Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. Pistol formation. Ekos is going to hand the ball up the Bancool, and he is taken down this time by number 3 of the Mustangs, Josh Bestie. Time out on the field once again. Again, the Mustang defense is looking to make a huge defensive stand here as they trail by 7 here in the second quarter of action. Culver City coming out in a 4-receiver pistol formation. Seve Ekos, the senior quarterback, is back to pass. He throws it over the middle, and he completes it for another touchdown for Culver City. Pyatt on the score, his second of the night, and that kick goes through the uprights as the Culver City Centaurs lead your Maricosta Mustangs 21-7 with 32.7 seconds left to go here in the first half. Let's see if Coach Moore and Ray Lee can make some adjustments here at halftime and see if the Mustangs can make another comeback like they did last week, and hopefully they can. Another ball on the field. That little mid-range kick has been quite troublesome for the Mustangs this evening. A couple fumbles. This time Mustangs are able to recover it. Great field position, but they have turned the ball over. Kind of an all or nothing strategy here for the Centaurs. Man in motion, the ball goes to that man in motion. That's Thomas Southey. Picks up a couple yards on the play. 20.8 seconds to go here in the first half. Timeout on the field. This should just about do it for the Mustangs. Pavlik back to pass. He's going to throw it and complete it once again to Southey. Looks like he got out of bounds at about the Mustang 38-yard line. Pavlik back to pass and is going to take it himself. He's 40 Mustangs at their own 40-yard line. Incomplete. This should just about do it for the first half. Mustangs in shotgun. Pavlik steps up in the pocket. He is going to throw it and complete it to Cale Marsh at the Culver City 40. Stays in bounds. He cuts up field. He gets a block by Riley Bloomstrand, and Cale Marsh gets into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown with no time on the clock. As the second quarter comes to an end and the Mustangs pull off a miraculous 60-yard catch and run for their second touchdown of the evening, as Southey comes on for the extra point, and that is up high straight, and it is good. So the Mustangs cut into that Culver City lead. It's 21-14 here at halftime. The fog is beginning to roll in once again here at Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. As the Mustangs and Centaurs are getting ready for second half action, Van Graw on to kick off for the Mustangs. Van with a high kick that is taken at about the Culver City 10-yard line and is going to be taken down at about the Centaur 22-yard lines, where Culver City will begin their first drive of the second half. For receiver set, Ekos back to pass, throws it to his right, incomplete. Second down and 10 for Culver City. For receiver pistol formation, Ekos throws a little running back screen to the right, and looks like it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 12 situation for Culver City. Pass is going to be incomplete. However, there is a penalty flag on the play. Looks like in the area of a defensive holding call. And in fact, it is a defensive hold versus the Mustangs, so that will be an automatic first down. Actually, it's a 3rd down since of the long yardage there, the 10-yard penalty. And this time, Eckhouse is able to complete the pass, and the receiver is able to break free into Mustang territory. Eckhouse back to pass once again. This time he's forced in up the middle, able to get to the Mustang 40-yard line. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Handoff this time goes up the middle, and it appears there is enough yardage for a first down. Ben Cole picked up the first down yardage on that play as Eckhouse throws it to his right, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by the Mustangs. 4 receiver set, little wide receiver screen read well by the Mustang defensive backfield. Bestie on the play for the Mustangs. Eckhouse back to pass once again. He is going to throw it deep down the middle, and that ball is incomplete. It's going to set up a 4th down situation here for Culver City at the Mustang 39-yard line. They are going to play the field position game and try to get the Mustangs deep in their own territory to start their first drive of the second half. The punt is high and short, takes a Culver City bounce, and will be downed at the 22-yard line, where the Mustangs will start their first possession of the game. And that wide receiver motion, the handoff goes to Thormasgard on that misdirection play. Good for a couple. Trips left shotgun. Pavlik forced out of the pocket. He's rolling to his right. Completes the pass to Cale Marsh, who gets out of bounds. 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pavlik back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the middle. Incomplete. Pavlik throws it this time to his right, and that's incomplete. 8:11 to go in the third quarter. 4 receiver, single back formation. Pavlik back to pass. He sets up a little crossing pattern and completes it. Wide receiver motion. Handoff goes to Thormasgard this time around the left-hand side. Able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. 4 receiver set for the Mustangs. Pavlik back to pass. He throws it to Southey coming across the field, who reaches back and makes a one-handed catch and then is able to stay in bounds and gets to about the Culver City 28-yard line or so. Pavlik hands the ball off this time to Thormasgard, who is taken down in the backfield. Offset left, pistol eye formation. Pavlik fakes the handoff. He steps to his left. He pump fakes. He's going to take the ball himself. He is going to try to get around the left-hand corner and is going to get pushed out of bounds just shy of the first down. Handoff goes to Rapetti right up the middle. Pavlik was under center for a rare time as the Mustang offensive line gets good push, and Rapetti picks up the first down to the Culver City 15-yard line. Pavlik, throws the ball and hits Thormasgard before he's able to turn around. Man in motion, and the handoff goes to Thormasgard, who gets around the right-hand corner and is able to get into the end zone for a Mustangs touchdown. Again, that wide receiver motion and that misdirection play works to perfection as the defense sees that 2 possible runners could get the ball, and Thormasgard is able to get around the right-hand side and get into the end zone for that Mustang touchdown. Southey on to attempt the extra point. That is up high, that is straight, and that is good. Rather, that is Van Graw, who is able to get the extra point as the Mustangs have tied up this contest at 21-21 here in the third quarter. So just like last week, the Mustangs go down by 14 points early on and then are able to battle back and tie up the contest as Van Graw will kick off for the Mustang once again, trying to get Thomas Southey some rest since he has to do a lot of heavy lifting on offense and play a lot of defense too. Eckhouse throws the ball, completes it to his right. The receiver is still on his feet and down to the Mustang 40-yard line. Big play for Culver City. Trips left. Eckhouse back to pass. He's forced out of the pocket and throws it to Pyatt, or rather to Waring, right before he hit the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation. Here comes the Mustang D, and they are going to wrap Eckhouse up and throw him down for a sack. Trips left. Pistol formation. Eckhouse is going to throw it deep down the left-hand side. Double coverage. Good coverage on that play by the Mustang backfield. Tight four receiver set for Culver City, and that ball is going to be batted up in the air. Two players down on the play, a Mustang and a Centaur, both getting up a little bit slow. Little pooch kick this time by Culver City as they're trying to pin the Mustangs again deep in their own backfield. Casey Pavlik with a little pump fakes gets past the defensive lineman and then finds Cale Marsh, who makes a nifty move and will get the ball out to about the Mustang 48-yard line. Four receiver set for the Mustangs. Pavlik throws the ball to his left, is going to complete it to Thomas Southey, makes a nice little step back inside before going out of bounds, picking up the first down. Pistol formation. Pavlik fakes the handoff. He's got a man down the right-hand side. This time it's Danny Millay picking up a good chunk of yardage for the Mustangs. Pavlik back to pass, throwing it deep down the right-hand side into the end zone and just incomplete. Southey nearly had it. Wide receiver motion. Handoff goes again to the back. That's Thormasgaard, who reaches forward to the Culver City 15-yard line. Four receiver set for the Mustangs. The pass is going to be incomplete. Tight trips, right formation. Timeout on the field. Minute 59 to go here in the third quarter as this score is all tied up at 21-21. Again, tight trips, right formation. Pavlik is attempting to throw it to the middle, intended for Marsh, and that will be a turnover on downs. As the ball is free, Roman Garcia looks like he stripped the ball, and it's going to be recovered by the Mustangs. A huge play. Let's take another look at this. So as the Mustangs turn the ball over on downs, Bankel takes the ball around the left-hand side. Garcia strips the ball, it looks like, and then it is recovered by the Mustangs. Number 11, Charlie Kohler, the senior defensive back linebacker, is able to get the turnover for the Mustangs. Trips left, shotgun. Pavlik back to pass. He's going to take it himself. He is directing traffic, and he gets a huge block by Riley Bloomstrand, and Casey Pavlik gets into the end zone for a Mustangs touchdown. Great job by Pavlik on that play. Let's take another look as Pavlik drops back, is forced out of the pocket, and then takes off around the left-hand side, and then instructs Bloomstrand to give him a lead block to get into the end zone, and Bloomstrand provides his quarterback with that tremendous block as Casey Pavlik is able to get into the end zone standing up. So the Mustangs, just like last week, have taken a lead after trailing 14-0. Mustangs lead the Centaurs 28-21 here in the third quarter of action. Minute 32 to go in this third quarter as Van Graw will kick off once again for the Mustangs. The ball will be returned at about the Centaur 10-yard line by Powell. He'll get to about the Culver City 26-yard line as the cheerleaders are doing push-ups as the Mustangs have taken the lead here late in the third quarter. Ekos back to pass is intended for his receiver, thrown behind him and incomplete. Ekos rolls to his right, throws it to his right, and this time is able to get the completion and pick up about 17 yards on the play and a first down. Ekos throws it once again to his right and breaking free down the sideline and still on his feet and into the end zone for a touchdown. Culver City Centaurs, number 7, Amari Pyatt, his third of the night. Point after attempt is up high straight, and it is good. So now with 54.7 seconds to go in the third quarter, your score is all tied up at 28 apiece. Let's see who will win the fourth quarter of action as Funes is set to kick off. Again, a high but short kick, and not covered cleanly is Bloomstrand, able to jump on the ball at the Mustang 20-yard line. Good strategy so far for Culver City with that high short kick. Mustangs haven't gotten too many good returns, but Culver City was able to recover a fumble as the first play, Thorma's guard slips as he tries to get around the right-hand side for a loss on the play. Pavlik back to pass. He's going to scramble to his left. He pump fakes. He's going to take it himself, and he might have enough or he's just shy of the first down, or rather 3rd and 10. He's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He completes the pass. There was a fumble on the play, and Cale Marsh was able to recover it at the Culver City 38-yard line. Huge play by the Mustangs, and that will bring us to the fourth quarter of action, all tied up at 28 apiece, and the Mustangs are driving. As we start the fourth quarter, let's see what the Mustang offense can do on this drive as they started at their own 20-yard line and are now into Culver City territory. Good to see fans back in the stands here at Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. Fans are looking for a Mustang score as we start the fourth quarter of action. Again, good to see the Maricosta cheer squad back on the sidelines. Hopefully we'll see the band back here again at Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. just not the same without the band and the Maricosta Entertainment units here. This time it's a little wide receiver screen caught by Southie, but little to no gain on the play. 4 receiver set, Pavlik back to pass. He's scrambling out of the backfield. He finds a receiver, that's Bloomstrand, down to about the Culver City 28-yard line. Pavlik is going to be sacked once again. Another big play by the Culver City defense. Tight trips left formation. Pavlik throws it over the middle on a crossing pattern to number 10, junior Cale Marsh. 3rd and 7 to go with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Trips right. A little wide receiver slant to Southie on the left-hand side. Picks up a couple. 4th and 2. Again, trips right. Pavlik back to pass, and that ball is going to be incomplete. Intended for Thomas Southie, as Culver City will take over on downs. Powell on the handoff goes up the middle for a couple yards. Pistol formation. Ekos back to pass. He is going to take it himself and get a big gainer around the left-hand side. Pass completed over the middle, and he works his way out of bounds. Big gain by Culver City. A little running back screen. And the Mustang defense reads that one well and will throw him down for a loss. Ekos back to pass. He is going to hand the ball off to Bancoal. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, as Culver City is going to not get back to the original line of scrimmage. Lost a yard on the play, setting up a 4th down and long situation. Punting unit out for the Centaurs, and Cale Marsh is going to get a nice return as he breaks free and goes across the field and gets to about the Mustang 49-yard line. However, there is a penalty on the play way back where Cale caught the ball, and it is going to be a holding call versus the Mustangs. A huge penalty, as Cale was able to return it all the way to the Mustang 48, and now they will start at about their own 7-yard line. Not much to go on that play, as Rupetti might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Trips left, shotgun formation, intended for number 10, Marsh, across the middle. Trips right, shotgun. Pavlik back to pass. He throws it and completes it, this time to big number 9, Danny Millay, for the Mustang 1st down. 4 receivers set. Handoff goes to that single back, Dean Rupetti, who runs over a man and gets to the Mustang 30-yard line. Tight trips right formation. Pavlik has a man wide open, and Thomas Southie is unable to haul it in. 4 receivers set. Mustang setting up a little screen in the middle. Dangerous play there, as the Centaurs read that play very well. Penalty flag on the play. Let's see. It is going to be against the Mustangs. Looks like Culver City is going to decline the penalty. Mustang offense needs to get something going here in the fourth quarter. They have the ball at their own 31-yard line. Pavlik gets the offensive play call from Coach Morrow. legendary Mustang head football coach here at Maricosta since 1993. That first year he won a CIF championship here at Maricosta, and that was the Mustangs' first championship as Casey Pavlik is taken down for another sack, and that will be a turnover on downs. Huge play by the Culver City defense as the Centaurs will take over at the Mustang 24-yard line. Score is all tied up at 28 here in the fourth quarter. Let's see what head coach Jamal Wright has in store for the Mustangs. Ekos, pistol formation, moves his receiver up to make a block, and he completes it to the right to Pyatt, who's had a huge game for Culver City. Ekos back to pass, and he is able to complete the pass over to his left. Good for about 5 yards. 3rd and 5 situation for Culver City. This time it's going to be thrown to his right and completed to Waring, and that's good enough for a Culver City first down. Ekos back to pass. He's throwing it to his left and incomplete. Ekos back to pass. Throws it over the middle, and this time he has a man and has himself a touchdown to number 10, Legend Waring, for the Culver City score with 45.2 seconds to go in this contest. Again, the Mustangs give up a late score with under a minute to go, as the kick is up high and it is through the uprights. So the Culver City Centaurs lead your Mustangs 35-28. That's 2 weeks in a row where the Mustangs have trailed 14-0, come back, taken a fourth quarter lead, and then given up a late touchdown in the final minute to trail. Hopefully the Mustangs can make some magic happen like they did at the end of the first half with a 60-yard catch and run by Cale Marsh, as the Mustangs have the ball at their own 35-yard line with under a minute to go here in week 2 of the 2020 season, postponed into 2021. Pavlik back to pass. He is going to throw it to his left and intended for Marsh. Trips left, shotgun. Pavlik back to pass, and he is scrambling to his left, and the ball is going to be intercepted, and that is going to be a turnover for the Centaurs, and that should just about do it for this contest, as the Mustangs will come up short for the second straight week. Exciting games, but the Mustangs just coming up short at the end. Centaurs will just run out this clock. Probably one more snap will do it, as the Mustangs will look to rebound next week at Palos Verdes High School versus legendary Palos Verdes head coach Guy Gardner, who was a former Mustang quarterback and a member of the first 2 championship coaching staffs here at Maricosta in 1993, Coach Morrow's first year, and in 1997, as the Mustangs come up short here in the second game, And we'll see you next week as the Mustangs travel to Palos Verdes.